Good morning, everybody. It is 11:06 on Monday, November 28th. I am here live with you. We've caught up. There we are. I am live. Um, it is Monday morning. It is the Monday after Thanksgiving. It's Cyber Monday, which totally feeds into what I wanted to talk about today. I hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving, celebrating it in whatever way you chose to. Um, our holiday was mellow. It was really lovely. We had all actually just been together for my mom's birthday in Punta Cana like a week and a half before, so it wasn't like we had to spend time like catching up. And you know how you see holidays, sometimes you see family only at holidays, and so you go a couple months or even a year without seeing people. There's a catch up. Hi, how are you? What's going on? What's new? But we had already done that. So it was really, really mellow and low key, and it was wonderful. And my cousin just had a baby. She's 4 months old. She is the most precious, adorable thing I've seen in a really long time. So we spent the day watching baby TV, which was delightful. I have to tell you, this is the first time I've spent any kind of time with a baby after having done this like next level spiritual work for the past several years. I mean, I knew it when Lily was born, but that was 10 years ago. And I haven't really spent a ton of time around babies much since then. Um, I mean, this my family just my younger cousins, yeah, I haven't spent a ton of time around babies. But so it was fascinating to me to see this little beautiful soul, and the light in her eyes was so big. It was so big. It almost took up her whole eye. It was such a beautiful light and depth and wisdom, and you could really see into this new soul on the planet. And you could it was like she invited you in. She just was, it was breathtaking. And like I said, I haven't spent a long time around babies, so it was really cool to to see this, knowing now what I do, having done what I've done, having done the work I've done for so many years around accessing our soul and touching the soul plane and connecting with those higher realms than I had ever done. And it was really magical. It was really magical to get to see that in real time. Because one of the healings I do is a regression healing where I take you back all the way through your life, and then we take you out to the soul plane, and we get to sort of access some Akashic records of like you choosing to be here, choosing the contract you're gonna experience in this lifetime, choosing your parents, and so I bring you back from the soul plane down up through your life again. And I get to I often will take people through like their infancy and childhood, and I'll be like, the soul in you is still strong. You haven't forgotten it. You haven't forgotten that you're connected more to the soul plane than to this plane. And I see that all the time with my clients. That's how I work. I see it with them, or I feel it with them. So I do this all the time. This is one of my primary healings that I do. This is the crux of the program that I was running in the when was that, summertime. 4 weeks to Fierce Happiness, which I'm thinking of bringing back for the new year. I'm thinking of starting the new year off with 4 weeks to Fierce Happiness again, which is 4 weeks. It's a healing one day, and then a coaching session around that healing, four successive weeks. And I don't remember what I charged last time, but I'll figure out what I charge. It's probably going to be $100 or $125. But it's like amazing to clear out all the blocks, because you go backwards in time and find all of the might have beens, find all of the places where your energy is still stuck in a point of contention, or disempowered, or trauma, big T or little t trauma, and you get to pull your energy all the way back from it, and then you get to come, so you go back through and pull your energy out, and then you come forward, remembering that your soul chose these contracts, that your soul chose these experiences expressly to bring you back to the present moment. And so I love that healing. It came almost fully downloaded to me. Um, Oh, I don't remember, probably 15 years ago, maybe. Um, and it's gotten, over the years, it's gotten much more um, beefed up, much more powerful. And then when I got to school, when I got to the Reese Thomas Institute in our third year, we learned a healing that's called the regression healing. And I was like, I've been doing this healing for years. This is my healing. It was like one of those moments of like really powerful validation that I had been doing this healing that we then taught as in the third year of mastery school as the healing. And I was like, I know this healing. So now it's even more powerful because I've got so much more stuff behind me, so much more. My energy channel, my channel is so much clearer than it ever has been. So like I said, that the regression healing is one of my absolute favorites, and I've been doing it for probably 15 years. So 4 weeks to fierce happiness, that's coming. But that's not actually what I wanted to talk to you about today. What I wanted to talk to you about today is, well, I guess it's hustle culture. But it's not that I'm against hustle culture. Don't get me wrong. I think there are people who thrive on it, and I think it really feeds their energy and feeds their soul. I'm not. I'm sort of the antithesis of hustle culture, and I sort of always have been. Good morning, Cam. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining. And if you're watching, just let me know. If you're watching a replay, let me know that too. And it'll just be good to connect with you. I love to hear from you guys. Because I know that sometimes I feel like I'm talking into a void. So I really do actually love hearing from you and chatting with you and connecting, because I know then that you're watching and listening and landing, and I know that I'm in the right direction. Because often I don't know what I'm going to talk about until they download it to me a couple of minutes before I go live. Um, and I do have to sit in quiet spaces in order to hear what they have to tell me. That was one of the things that came out really clearly this weekend and this morning, was if I don't spend time in quiet spaces, clearing my mind, clearing my energy, getting fully present, I can't hear what they want to teach me. I can't hear what the message is. So it's really, really, really important that we spend time not in hustle culture. I checked out all weekend long. I didn't check out. No, that's not true. I did not go onto Facebook or Instagram or my emails all weekend long. I sent my newsletter out on Wednesday. And then I noticed it. I was like, it wasn't even spaced right. I was like, whatever. But but I got so much response back from it. I was so grateful that it was it was not at all perfect, and it was exactly perfect for what it was, and so many people responded to it. And so I sent my email out on Wednesday, and then I shut off. I made my pies on Wednesday night, which came out exquisite. I was so excited. I made my pies Wednesday night. I watched the parade on Thursday, and I cried. I always cry when Santa comes. It's that magic. It's the magic of the season. And then Lily and I, we went to see a movie on Friday. We went to see Strange World, which, if you don't see it, it's a really good movie. Like, I expected it to be pretty fluffy, but it was not at all. It was about the legacy of fathers and sons, and taking care of, well, allowing your children to be who they are, not who you want them to be, and also taking care of the world that you live in. So it was really, actually, I'm not surprised, because I know it's Disney, but it's Pixar, and Pixar's been doing some really cool things in the past several years. And then Saturday we went shopping. We went shopping to buy. Lily bought every single person on her list a Christmas present, and then yesterday we didn't leave the house at all. And we put our tree up, and we decorated, and she wrapped all her presents, and she's so excited for Christmas. And for the first time in I don't know how long, I am too. Because most of my presents are done. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to stress. I have a couple more things I want to get for Lily, but if I don't get them, it's okay. And what I started this post of is, the hustle culture, right? We are in the time of year where, it's Cyber Monday. This is like deals and spend, but everybody's has either a Black Friday excuse me, or a Cyber Monday sale. I have coaches and teachers and all these gurus in my inbox saying finish 2022 strong, and what are your 2023 goals, and start the year off with right. I'm just like, for a long time I didn't actually even consider myself a businesswoman because I don't subscribe to any of that. I never have. I literally never have. I worked in healthcare for 25 years and in management, and they were always like, "You got to get patients. You have to bottom line. You have to blah blah." And I was like, "There was your bonus," and I was like, "I don't actually care about the bottom line or my bonus. What I care about is that my patients get really quality care and that my staff feel supported." That's always, and so it's part of the reason why I'm not in healthcare anymore. There's a whole slew of reasons why I'm not in healthcare anymore. But one of the biggest ones is that I don't ascribe to that bottom line at the cost of everything thing. I don't do it in my business. I don't do it in life. I'm, I used to have a T-shirt. I don't know. This is 1,000 years ago, probably in the early 2000s. That said the back of it just said, "What's the rush?" And I was wearing it one morning. I had stayed at my aunt's house, and my cousin came downstairs, and she said to me, "That is the most you t-shirt I have ever seen in my entire life." And it's so true. I've never, I have two speeds, slow and stop, right? Like I've never been a hustle culture person. I've never fit. It was one more of those reasons why I thought there was something wrong with me, because I don't fit that hustle culture mentality. And I never have. And I what's happening now is we're letting go of a lot of that. So many people are unplugging and letting go and taking self care for taking time for self care and putting your feet on the earth, and things are slowing down for some. And for some, they're still in it. They're still in that, like, gotta go, gotta do, gotta make the money, whatever. And I can get caught up in that. I absolutely can. But it's not in my true nature. And so after a point, it just doesn't feed my soul. And it's never sustainable for me. It's never been sustainable. I know that this creates situations where I have to be like I have to have an incredible abundant mindset because I'm not in the hustle culture. And this is a choice. That's a deep choice that I make every day. I mean, there's almost overwhelming evidence of fear and lack and scarcity personally, and in the world. And I recognize it and I feel it, and I wake up some mornings feeling it despite my best efforts. And those are the mornings that I get quiet and I clear my mind, and I get back into my heart space of what I want, not what I don't want. I I know a few weeks ago I talked about the Patronus charm that I use, that my guides teach me. So when it gets overwhelming, or even before it gets overwhelming now, I just use that Patronus charm, expecto patronum, and I expand my heart, and I let my heart feel wide and abundant and open. And inevitably, when I do that, something comes in. If I'm stuck in fear and lack and scarcity, which is what I think hustle culture boils down to, I think, I feel, I believe, I trust that hustle culture is actually coming from a deep place of fear and lack and scarcity. And so, if we can get to the place of abundance, being grateful in the moment as things happen, I made a joke with some friends of mine the other day. We were talking about, as usual, surrender and abundance. And I said that over the summer, I had to learn how to not need money. And it was painful. Oh God, was it excruciating. I said 10 out of 10 would not recommend it. And I'm still learning that lesson because when I need money, that's when I need money and I don't have it. That's when the lack comes in. But when I don't need money, that's when I'm abundant. That's when I have all that I need. Everything is taken care of for me. And so if I get into that place of hustle culture and fear and lack and scarcity, that's what I'm creating. It takes discipline. It takes discipline. It takes a conscious choice every day, multiple times daily, as I'm course correcting, as I'm just trusting, as I'm living that surrendered life. The zero card in the tarot is the Fool. And the Fool is the most enlightened being because he trusts implicitly. If you ever look at the card, if you ever look at the tarot card, the Fool, he is completely surrendered. He is walking along happily, happy as a lark, stepping off a cliff, not because he doesn't realize he's stepping off a cliff, but because he trusts implicitly that he is going to be safe at the bottom. Or he's going to be killed and harried and fly, whatever, but there is zero doubt in his mind. This is what I teach and do and live as a way of life. Surrender is a way of life for me. And this is sort of what I teach clients to do, is that nothing is ever happening. Nothing is ever happening to you. It's only ever happening for you, and it's always perfect. And so I help my clients get to that totally surrendered place. That's what I do because I live it and I trust it and I believe it. And I've never not been taken care of. Just like you've never not been taken care of. It maybe didn't work out the way you wanted it to, but it always has worked out for you because you're still here. You've survived 100% of your worst days ever. So you will survive this too, whatever it is. And so if you know that going in, you know that you're already going to survive it and it's going to be okay. When you make peace with things as they are, what they are, how they are, now you can start focusing on what it is you want to be creating. Because I'm almost 100% certain that most people don't want to create hustle culture. Most people don't want to live in fear and lack and scarcity, although they thrive on it, although that feeds them. I believe that most people would rather create something else. Having completely unplugged this weekend, it was great. At one point, Lily looked at me and she said, "Mama, I really like it when you spend the whole day not looking at your phone." And that was really poignant, and also that hit me, and I was like, oh, I do it. All right, I check things. I respond to texts or emails or whatever. It was nice not to do that. And we had a beautiful, wonderful, amazing weekend. And still this morning, she was anxious. So it doesn't take the demons away. This way of life doesn't make things, it doesn't make it easier. Well, it makes it easier. It's simple. It's not easy, right? It doesn't take the demons away. It doesn't take the fear still pops up. It pops up not all the time, but often. I just have the tools and resources to deal with it when the fear pops up. And that's what I teach is you're going to get handed lemons. I just want you to be able to make lemonade with it. Or if you want to, a margarita or whatever. But let's start co-creating together. All right, I've rambled, I've chattered. I hope you have a wonderful, happy Monday. And if you are out there hustling, I support you and salute you and thank you for doing it. And if you're ready to not do hustle culture, maybe let's have a conversation. I sent out a newsletter on Wednesday. If you didn't get it and you want to, drop me a line or give me your email or send me a DM and I will get you on my newsletter. I don't know how often I send them out. I send them out as I periodically feel like it. It's at least quarterly. Sometimes it's more than quarterly. I keep threatening to do it weekly and then it just, so who knows when I send an email. I send an email when I like to, when it feels right, when there's something that needs to be said. I have classes coming up. I have a heart sweep mapping on Saturday in person and online next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, next Wednesday the 7th. I have on Sunday working with your guides class. The working with your guides class I'm super excited about. I'm super excited about the mapping class too. I'm excited about both of these classes. But the working with your guides class, I'm going to teach you how to talk to your guides and get guidance and listen and hear and actually get clear enough to listen to what they're talking to all the time. Uh, what else? Oh, I have the retreat. Oh, there's the retreat, the Forever Fierce retreat. We extended early bird pricing, I think, until the end of December because Christmas holidays, we get it. And so if you want to take advantage of the early bird pricing, sign up for that by the end of December. We do have payment plans. So even with the early bird, you can get a payment plan for the early bird pricing. It would be silly not to do this, and it's going to be a fucking amazing weekend. Francine and I have been working on agenda and like talking about this kind of stuff that we want to do and the people that we're calling in. It's just really, really, really fucking cool. And the people that have already signed up are already like we already have this like really core group of amazing people. It's going to be a wonderful retreat. I think I'll be doing some more classes. I'm obviously going to be doing some more classes in January. I just haven't figured out what they are yet. I'll probably do another archetypes class coming soon. And I'm actually thinking of doing an intro chakras class because I get that the longer, deeper dive, 6 month, whatever, shadows, happiness class is too much for a lot of people. But I was actually thinking of doing like a shorter term chakras 101 class. So if there's interest in that, I think that would be coming probably late January. And yeah. So I have some stuff. Pay attention. Check my Facebook out. Check Phoenix Rising Healings. Check my website, phoenix-rising-healings.com. Get on my email list. And I love you all.